Good afternoon, Ravens, and welcome to ONW Now. I'm Lily Beckwith alongside Brian Gonzaga.
This week we'll take a look at ONW's Holiday Mart Robotics Annual Winter Workshop and take a look at what's happening around the world.
Let's get it started. On Monday night, the annual Orchestra concert was held. This event includes all of our surrounding elementary schools plus our award-winning orchestra. Kids ages from 10 to 18 played at this event, playing classical holiday songs, This Is Me from the movie The Greatest Showman, and Tchaikovsky originals. Let's take it to Ainsley High Z for the story.
Monday night, the ONW Orchestra performed in the all-area concert featuring orchestra students from ages 10 to 18. Each group was given the opportunity to play 2 songs, and then all the students performed Orpheus as the grand finale.
Orpheus gets a little annoying after 7 years, but everything else, it's kind of like sad to see it go, but I mean, it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I'm moving on, but it's been fun over the years. I just like seeing what they sounded like as 5th graders compared to what we sound like now, because it's just such a change. And when I was in 5th grade, I never thought that I would ever get to this point, and it's just kind of crazy.
Along with band students stepping in to play in the symphonic orchestra, there was a special guest harpist who joined the ONW Orchestra. Avery Croker, a 5th grader, expresses her favorite part about the concert.
I think it was Orpheus, and listening to the older kids play, so we could see what it's going to be like when we play when we're older. I am excited to continue my orchestra career.
For ONW Now, this has been Ainsley High Z. Now back to the desk.
A lot has happened all over the world this week. Let's take it to Nina Rice for this week's edition of Around the World.
Hey Ravens, I'm Nina Rice here to catch you up on what's been happening around the world. On November 30th, thousands of students in Australia skipped school in order to demand their government to take action on climate change. In 30 different locations, an estimated 15,000 students protested. Prime Minister Scott Morrison was not supportive of the strike and stated, "What we want is more learning in schools and less activism." We continue this segment with what started as a small disagreement on an increase in taxes on fuel in Paris, which now over the course of 3 weeks has become an uproar against President of France, Emmanuel Macron. Protests that called the Yellow Vests want not only the taxes reduced, but the monarchical president to resign. However, Macron will not be leaving anytime soon. The protests soon became violent as the Yellow Vests started clashing with the police and started fires and fights throughout the streets of Paris. We hope for the safety of all involved and hope for a quick resolution. That's all for this week's episode. This has been Nina Rice, and I'll send it back over to the desk.
1710 Robotics team hosted their annual winter workshop. Let's take it to Lena Satterin with the story.
ONW's robotics team, 1710, is famous for their ability to create the unexpected. In this winter workshop event, they have the opportunity to share their talents and expose younger students to their craft.
The overall purpose of the winter workshop was to inspire that next generation and get kids excited about robotics, engineering, math, programming, things along those lines. And to that end, we had some 3rd through 6th graders here that I think left with a better understanding, a bigger passion than what they came in with.
When the younger kids attend the workshops, mostly they're either interested in building things like with Legos or their parents make them, but they really get into the idea of engineering and the engineering design process with programming and building the robot. So they're really getting exposed to that engineering field and the STEM fields that they could potentially put in their future.
This workshop is a great way for the robotics students to enhance their teaching skills and a good way for the younger kids to get experiences they wouldn't normally receive in their classroom.
I think ultimately it gives them some exposure to programming with some mentoring right there so that they can learn through some trial and error and learn through failure, which is really important to see that, oh, I didn't get it to work this time. Well, maybe if I try it this way, it'll work the next time, and that idea to keep pushing through. And so having that support there And those tools available, I think, ultimately gives those kids a better chance to see that, hey, I can do this. This is something that I enjoy and that I have fun with.
For ONW Now, this has been Lena Satirin. Now back to the desk.
Let's take it to game day for the latest on winter sports.
What is up, Ravens? It's Riley Moore coming at you with an update from sports this week. The Lady Raven basketball team was one win away from going to state last season, losing a heartbreaker to the Brutes from Shawnee Mission Northwest. Sarah Beth Geldner was knocked out the first game in the first half, so you know she would be ready to start a new season. The Lady Ravens tipped off their season last night in DeSoto, taking on Pleasant Hill. The Ravens took an early lead as the girls were eager to be back on the court, beating the Chicks 58-39. The girls play next tonight at 8 back in DeSoto against DeSoto. Good luck, girls. Not only did our Lady Ravens clip the Chicks last night, but it was a historic night for one Lady Raven. Senior guard Sarah Beth Geldner accomplished something no other Lady Raven basketball player has ever done in the history of the program. SB topped 1,000 points for her career. Congrats to Sarah Beth on this accomplishment, and to her teammates for passing her the ball. SB will continue her career next year at Drake University, but there's still a state title to take home this year. The boys basketball team was back in Paola once again, playing against Truman in the Paola High Invitational last night. After the season opener with a fat dub against Paola on their home court, the boys fell short to Truman, 39-61. The Ravens were up 21-24 at the half, feeling good, but unfortunately in the third quarter, the Patriots held the Ravens to a 17-0 run, coming out of the half. The boys' next game is against Eudora on Friday at Paola High School. Good luck, boys. The wrestling team was in the Aux Gym last night for their second home duel this season. The Ravens had an amazing night, destroying the Blue Valley North Mustangs 50-23. Congratulations to Brady Pellman, Caden Howard, Quentin Talbert, Vlad Honk, John Redman, Alex Biza, Jake Curl, Kate Conover, and Eliab Tefera. The Ravens hit the mat this Saturday at Shawnee Mission Northwest. That's it for Game Day today, Ravens. Now back to Lily and Brian.
Last Saturday was the first ever holiday march started by the FCC Club. Let's take it over to Nikki Warner to show us more.
There are many vendors here who are excited to show off their products. Let's take a look at what they have. FCCLA Holiday Mart is about the community coming together and taking role in leadership.
It's going to help me become a good leader and help me work on my communication skills and do what's best for the people.
Despite this club being new, students can learn great skills, but also it is good for vendors to meet new people during the event.
I've met a lot of new friends just from other vendors here, so it's great.
Besides making new friendships, this event also leads to new companies being introduced.
Our brand is Crunchy, and it's a toxin-free makeup line. It's based in West Palm Beach, Florida, and it's been around about 3 years.
Despite being new in the area, this company has led the brand to being successful.
I love doing makeovers, so if you're looking for a one-on-one consult, even for prom or, if anyone's looking for something fun to do, contact me.
This event was a huge success that there will be more events like this in the future.
Before we go, we wanted to let you know that during lunch this Friday, Daniel Bowden's mom is bringing his 2017-2018 yearbook into the Raven's Nest for students to sign and pay their respects. Bowden was a member of the ONW class of 2019 who was tragically taken from us this summer as a victim of gun violence. This will be a great opportunity to commemorate Daniel's life.
And his mom's coming in and she's encouraging anybody who wants to sign to just go ahead and, say something. And I would say that even if you don't know him, it'd probably be a pretty good idea to just say something.
That's all from us today, Ravens. Make sure to check us out on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at ONW Raven Daily.
We're also going to wish a happy birthday to our very own Ainsley Heisey. For Brian Gonzaga and Landon Daniel, this has been Lily Beckwith. We'll see you next week, Ravens.